the new raid is coming out soon, like tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, all there. And on my warrior, I haven't even done Mythic dungeons properly. Like, I think I ran some of them, and like only one time, and I have yet to kind of clear them and get the gear from them and all of the good stuff. So basically, that's what I want to do right now. Just like run some mythics. Let's see what happens. It's gonna be kind of like a learning trip, just figuring out all of the mechanics and stuff. It's not too difficult, I don't think. I mean, consider the dungeons that I have ran already, they weren't really that hard, so I can't imagine that they are going to be like really difficult. But I mean, there is nothing better for your like dungeon group than a tank who doesn't know what he is doing, right? But at least we got this sick transmog going for us. Look at this boy. Since Thunderclap is all about, is what the protection warriors are all about in this particular expansion, in this particular patch, I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna make a cool transmog for this stuff. And that's exactly what I did. And I mean, it looks pretty damn amazing. Look at it, right? Like, that looks freaking cool, right? Come on, like that must be cool. It's a little bit too blue considering that we are Horde, but it's Thunder, okay? Thunderclap, Warriors, Avatar, Thunderclap synergy. Like, with this build, you just end up clapping all the time. So I felt like it was only fitting for me to just figure out a proper transmog. I'm still missing like a couple of items for it, like I need a better belt and whatnot. But that's like, yeah, that's not the point of this. We're gonna find some mystic groups. Let's see whether or not somebody will accept us. I even bought some potions and some food for this. I'm all prepared. I'm like all prepared. Okay, so I'm just like looking for just the very first group that's gonna accept me, like seriously. I'm not even picky. There we go, Motherlode. People need a tank for Motherlode. Let's go. I'm gonna sign up. I'm like a mighty powerful tank. Like, I ran a couple of dungeons, so I kind of have decent gear maybe. But basically that's it. There we go. Found a group. Let's now fly down to the Motherlode, and we're just gonna go. We just go into that dungeon and do some stuff. So I'm actually kind of split about how to build my warrior, Prot Warrior, because if you run simulations, they always return versatility as like the best stat ever, right? But if you just like use guides and whatnot, like if you actually try to listen to the community and like people's experience and whatnot, haste seems to be a prevalent option. And in the last expansion, haste was amazing. Like in Legion, haste, like a warrior with a ton of haste was just an unkillable machine of destruction and stuff like that. So I'm kind of split with it right now, because I feel like haste might still be good, but at the same time, like versatility would definitely provide me with a lot of extra survivability that I may or may not need. So I really don't know what's gonna happen here. Let's with those objectives, get out of here. Just get out of here. I don't need any of you here. There we go. Just freeing up the screen a little bit. Okay, Paladin is in here. Cool. Now we only need our druid to come in, and we are going to start this. So since war mode is a thing, like if that druid is, for example, not in war mode, we will not be able to summon him to the instance. So we're gonna have to wait for them, but it should be alright. So yeah, like right now, I'm just gonna use my haste gear, or at least a little bit of haste. How much do I have? I have 12%, 600 haste. Compared to versatility, like I have a lot of mastery, but like yeah. So more or less hasteful gear for now. Let's see how this goes. If I feel like I'm way too squishy, I'm just gonna switch up to my good old versatility stuff and see how we go from there. So I'm gonna try and like explain what's happening more or less. So this is like a Mythic dungeon, right? Like it's a little bit more difficult than heroic dungeons, definitely more difficult than the good old normal dungeons. So in Mythics you actually kind of need to interrupt things and figuring things out, right? So for every single mob there's like a slightly separate strategy on how to approach them. Those guys are always being pulled in, so I'm just gonna pull them myself kind of. And that should be alright, I think. We need to kill the assassin super fast, otherwise they will start throwing blades. Actually, we don't have to like kill them super fast, we just need to make sure that that hail of flashettes is interrupted as soon as possible, and the only way to do that would be to like stun them. So that's where I get my trusty Stormbolt. Just ready to go. So refreshment vendor will heal this suck boy. We're gonna make sure to prevent that from happening. And yeah, this build that I'm using right now, it's all about the good old thunderclaps. So you just go avatar mode and then you thunderclap, another abilities, thunderclap, another abilities, thunderclap, another abilities, thunderclap. It's wonderful. Like it really makes for a very fun experience, but like not only that, you actually end up doing really freaking good damage, like really good damage. And I feel like this build is kind of based on the last expansion too, because in the last expansion, like using the anchor management talent, like this thing, it would just like reduce the cooldowns of your big cooldowns every time you spend rage. So you can kind of make the same-ish build for BFA. It's not as powerful because you have to sacrifice some of the talents that were used in the last one, so it's not as powerful, but it's still pretty good. So I'm just gonna pull this boy. I don't know if I had to do this, but I really felt like it. The point was that I pull this Peacekeeper and then nobody gets hurt, you know, but that didn't really work in our favor. So we're gonna go avatar mode, start clapping here. All of these guys should die soon. I'm gonna stun them all. I don't know if that's gonna help much. Disoriented. I didn't know that that cloud disorients like that. You never want to get disoriented as a tank. Blessing of Protection on a tank, or like a disorient effect or a sleep effect, would make all of the mobs try to avoid waking you up. So you gotta make sure that as a tank you never get one of them disorient effects on you. Also, I would like to get some healing right now. That would be great. Luckily we have our last stand and we are not gonna be hurt here. No. Gosh dang it. That was a bit scary. Maybe the healer didn't have mana or something. I wasn't really paying attention much. Also the jockey didn't actually go and try to man that Peacekeeper for some reason. Maybe there's like a way for like to stop them from doing that? Because, okay, look at this guy for example. So there we go, there he goes. I'm just gonna stun him from here, right? And that way he won't actually man the Peacekeeper. You don't actually have to interrupt the jockey anymore. Like the moment you interrupt his first try, he's just gonna give up on that idea just forever. So you are free to take out more important things, like for example this assassin. Okay, I'm gonna use my fears there just to interrupt that Fan of Knives. Let's call it Fan of Knives ability. Let's call it that. And that's basically the plan. So this instance is really freaking annoying, like that music though. So yeah, you have all of these incredibly just annoying. Okay, well thank you Hunter for that pull. That was freaking fabulous. That was very fabulous of you to do that. That was so needed. Oh my lord. Okay. Oof. But basically every single mob has something annoying that they do. One of them explodes, just like when they die. The other one just throws bombs all around. This assassin just kills your whole group if you don't interrupt him. And it's like this for the whole thing. So it can be a little bit annoying to run this. It's definitely fitting to the theme of the whole. These are goblins and they do goblin stuff. Have fun, guys. So yeah, there's... I guess that's kind of fun, right? But still a little bit annoying. So this refreshment vendor, by the way, they have a healing ability. I believe it's called like Koja Cola refreshment something something, and you want to basically interrupt that. So I will pull this guy to the side. I don't know if that's like a viable strategy or not, but it's just kind of the way I like doing it. Your opening rotation, at least the way I play it for a warrior, would be you start out with a thunderclap, then you avatar, then you demoralizing shout, and then you just thunderclap again. Okay, you gotta make sure to avoid that shocking claw stun, because that's gonna hurt. They start throwing coins. That's where you want to move out the boss just a little bit to the side, because he will try to use his ability to like gather all of those coins, and that ability I believe is called pay to win. So like goblins are just throwing coins at this thing to unlock its full potential, and you want to like prevent that from happening, right? Like you don't want this thing to become too powerful, and the damage dealers should like throw all of these food bomb launchers into the pummeler. That would make it so that he takes more damage for a brief period of time. Like right now they are taking 150% more damage. I should have been moving a bit faster there. I was slacking a little bit, got too distracted. But basically that's the fight. Like this thing has a ton of health, but with those bombs you just increase the damage they take, and then you just nuke it. It's pretty damn fun. I also don't know how my what my loot spec is. It's protection. Okay, good to know. So here I know some people go right side. I kind of like going left side. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I just do it. So like I haven't read like a single guide for this game for like this patch or anything like that. Like I don't know how instances, what happens, what things do. I just kind of figured out everything on my own, and that's not like the best way to do it, of course, because well, you basically have a choice, right? You can either run a dungeon 1 million times, or you can use like the whole pool of players that already did that, right? And like use their experiences to figure out your strategy. And the choice, I guess, should be obvious about what you want to be doing there, right? So yeah, I don't really know much. I just kind of go off of my experience, and it's been smooth. Like I don't have any complaints. I don't think anybody had ever any complaints, so I'm just gonna do it kind of the way we do it. These Earth Shapers, by the way, a very similar mob was back in the day, in the days of Cataclysm. I believe there was like an Earth Shaper guy in Stone Core, and what they would do is they would like transform into an elemental, and if you let them do that, like you basically die. Like your group basically wipes right there. So right here we have kind of like a similar thing almost. I don't know what exactly those Earth Shapers do, but I believe they are quite those rock lances. I believe that's the thing. So we're just gonna use our avatar, just scream at them a little bit. Our demoralizing shout reduces oh, that's the Earth Shield, that's what they do. Our demoralizing shout, by the way, reduces the damage enemies do to us, and thanks to this talent, booming voice, there we go, it also increases the damage we do to them. And also I have like extra synergy with my shoulders, where Thunderclap like increases the duration of our demoralizing shout on enemies. It's just like a wonderful build. Like I really enjoy this. It was like a very smooth transition from Legion to this. Using the build Stone Furies, that's what those Stone Shapers would transform into. This is kind of funny how it's kind of the same things in here. But yeah, like transitioning from Legion to BFA was extremely smooth, because you basically have almost the same build that you were using in the last expansion. Like it's just mildly different. So that's pretty cool. War Stomp incoming, cool. I'm just gonna... Okay, we don't have any dispels for that, sadly. Oh well. Boom. I'm gonna stun them. That's what we do as a warrior. You have a baseline now, Shockwave. You can spec into a talent that would reduce cooldown on it if you use it on a lot of people. But you don't have to do that anymore, and that's pretty cool. So right now, I'm just gonna like unload on these boys. Avatar, demoralizing shout, everything. And we're just gonna clap away. We're just gonna clap away. I'm gonna pop one of my defensives just so that I survive, just to like make sure that I survive. I'm gonna fear them too for just a second. It won't like, I'm not actually trying to like make them run away or anything. I just wanted to make sure that we interrupt some of the casts. And look at how long the demoralizing shout lasted on them, by the way. Like, that was just incredible. Okay, that cover ability from that Taskmaster is quite annoying, but it's gonna be alright. So Sappers, when they get to low enough health, they will start using this ability called the Final Blast. And if you don't interrupt them, like, it goes off and they explode, dealing a lot of damage to everyone around them, and then they drop bombs like that. But yeah, you can just like walk away from them too. Like, they will self-kill themselves, right? So you can just leave them alone and move to, you know, like, your own way. So there are some totems here. You can use those to stun the Earth Ragers, and you kind of want to do that. Then you like kill the Earth Ragers that aren't stunned, and then you go from there. Let's go, team! So as a tank, you want to just... You can't taunt those Earth Ragers. The only thing you can do is to move the boss a little bit away from your raid. So that when the Resonant Pulse comes in, not as many Earth Ragers get triggered their explosion, and that's gonna be quite helpful. Can I stun them? Yep, you can stun Earth Ragers, so like if they are channeling their resonance or whatever, you can just make sure that your people don't die. Always face him away from your group, by the way, otherwise the Tectonic Smash is gonna smash your friends, and obviously you don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna move him even slightly further away. There we go. Resonant Pulse. If the thing is close enough, the Rager, they will start to like resonate and doing a lot of damage to everybody. So that's why you kind of want to pull the boss a little bit further away. You also want to avoid that stun. The boss doesn't like track you when using it, so you can just walk away, and you should do that. So the Earth Rager should be the priority from our teammates. He will infuse it with Azeroth. That would make the Earth Rager much stronger. And immune to crowd control, so that's an important thing to remember. So there we go, Resonant Quake, right? And that was a dangerous thing to have happened right there, because it was like straight in the middle of our group. Luckily it died super fast, so it didn't do any damage, so that was alright. This is a fun dungeon. I don't want to use my cooldowns on this yet. Like, we are almost done with this skill, so who cares really? Do we have... Okay, yes, so we have Hunter with Bloodlust, that's cool. I want to make sure that I have the proper spec for the things I'm looking for here. What's this? Big red button, launching a missile barrage. I'm never gonna be using that, so yeah. I guess I'm safe to roll around as protection for my loot spec. I really wish there was an option to spec for everything. Like, I really like how you can specialize which loot you only want to be getting, but I wish there was also an option to just choose everything. Just like give me all the warrior gear. I don't care about the spec, right? Because I'm gonna be playing all specs anyway. I really wish that was a thing, but it's alright. It's all good. I mean, we could shroud through this if everyone is up for it, and yeah, we can just like stealth. We can just stealth boys through it. Oh, I believe the masterminds can reveal. So are we ready for it, boys? Let's go. Let's pull this stuff. Just gonna pull it a little bit further away from the mastermind. Hopefully we are not going to pull them. Gonna stun these boys. Let's go avatar mode, right? Let's go avatar mode. Why the hell not? Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that was definitely the wrong call in here. Use my cooldowns. So that's what I try to avoid here, pulling this mastermind guy. Pulled him anyway, so that was just kind of a waste of time. Ooh, that was fun. That was some knockback right there. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of go through the middle here, unless pulling that... Okay, let's figure this out. So we can Oh, where are we going? Mastermind can see us, so we can't really go far, I don't think. So that was kind of wasteful, really. How long does this last? I don't... Well, we got somewhere. Hell yeah. We got closer to the threats. Let's kill him. Let's kill these boys. Just make sure to stun them all. Yeah. It didn't work out too well. But it's alright. We tried. We tried to be fancy about this. By the way, if you are ever wondering whether or not Proto Warriors do damage, there's your answer. I mean, most of your damage will be on this AoE trash packs, but that doesn't mean that it's useless, right? Like, you won't be doing as much damage on bosses, and I really hope you wouldn't, because that's not your job, right? But like on this trash packs, just like killing them slightly faster, it's always nice. Like, there's no reason not to have that mild advantage at your disposal, right? So that's what Prot Warriors do. Yeah, amazing. They have always been kind of like a class, a spec that was decent at doing damage compared to other tanks. Like, not ridiculous amounts, but like good enough amounts, right? And it's still a thing, and I quite enjoy it greatly. And again, like, this build is actually making it really fun to play the warrior. I don't know if I would enjoy it as much with something else. Okay, I'm just gonna like stomp, try to stun somebody here. I need to be spending more of my rage on on defending myself, on some ignore pains in here. As I say that, I just use revenge without the proc, so I just like dump all of my rage into it. I really don't like the current ignore pain. Like, it used to be quite amazing in Legion, and that would actually like, that was almost make warriors like a decent tank. Just like the ability to ignore most of the incoming damage, right? It was just so nice. Now it only ignores 50% of the incoming damage. So it's just greatly nerfed. And warriors are again at like a point where every other tank can self-sustain, like blood decays, druids and whatnot, right? Like, they just self-sustain, or like heals them, or like shields themselves and whatnot. And the warriors always need healing, much like monks, so it's a bit awkward at times, but it's alright. I don't really know how to position this boss properly. I just kind of do it randomly, more or less. I don't know, I bet there is like a way to figure out her positioning so that she sprays a certain way or something, because she does these AoE spray abilities. Like, first she corrupts everything, and then she's going to cleanse everything, and yeah, there like must be a way to make her spray a certain way, and I just don't know how to do that. I really don't. There we go, Propellant Blast. I don't know, is it aiming on damage healers or something? So it was aimed at the druid and at the hunter. So maybe I should position her like next to those, like slightly further away from those Azeroth pools, and then my damage dealers like stand in between her and the pools, and that's how we aim that. Like, I really wouldn't know. Let's shout at her a little bit. I feel like she's starting to hurt. I'm not a huge fan of that. Okay, I'm gonna even use my last stand here because I want to show off. I want to be big and strong. So yeah, pretty straightforward. Like, Mythics, kind of difficult, but like not really. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's fun. I like it. I really enjoy like doing dungeons in this game, and rightfully so, because that's what the game is all about. So those mines, they cannot be controlled while they are like charging up, but after that you can like stun them and prevent the damage, or your hunter can just stand still and blow up anyway. But yeah, you can like kite them. It will only chase one person, so you can just like kite them forever, and let your ranged damage dealers kind of kill them, or you can just like walk into them like that. Also, you can avoid them. You can actually completely avoid them, even if then they are being thrown in your face. All you kind of have to do I just want this bomb to explode in my face. Okay, Other Hunter will just kill it before I can even react. So that was fun. There we go, I tanked that. I don't know if that was a good idea or not. I hope so, because I'm a tank. I should be able to survive that stuff, right? But yeah, if you just run away from them before they are completely like deployed into the ground, you can actually completely avoid them. But that means that everyone kind of needs to be moving all the time, because reacting to that is gonna be really freaking difficult. So you need to like anticipate the bomb coming, right? So everyone needs to be moving before the bomb even lands in order to avoid it consistently. That can be a bit annoying. I don't really know how to go here, like what's the best path through this nonsense. So I'm just gonna go in a... Ooh, everyone got hit by that one. Seems like people are just ignoring those bombs, which is okay. It's just like Mythic 0, right? So it doesn't really matter. People aren't going to die from this stuff, so it's all good. But if you are running a +10, there is no way you are ever tanking that bomb and surviving without like deterrence or something like that, right? They are really squishy though, the bombs that is, and if you have a class that does a lot of instant burst damage, like Beastmaster Hunter for example, or something like that, you can just easily kill those bombs before they can even do anything really. So the bomb was triggered. I will just like jump on top of it, use my spell reflect. It won't really reflect the damage from the bomb. What I'm looking from it is to reduce the damage I take, because it does what, 20% magical damage you take, and fire is magical damage. Oh, stealth doesn't trigger the bomb. That's so curious. That is so damn curious. I didn't know about that. Okay, okay, bombs are incoming. Okay, that was fun. Good stuff. So, our poor druid died. Well, so it happens. You also need to be tanking those Azeroth Heartseekers as a tank. And that's really annoying because it reduces the healing you take. So you need to like make sure that your tank is always healed. And then they just gotta tank that Heartseeker. And it's gonna be even more annoying on the bot during the boss fight. Just avoid the bomb. Okay, good job. Good job, Hunter boy. I knew I can rely on you. So you want to kill the technician first, because he's gonna try and patch up this good old war machine we got going in here. So just interrupt that repair. You don't have to like kill him, but just interrupt it. Just interrupt it. So when there are those two sky scorchers, right, it becomes really annoying to tank those Heartseekers, because you just gotta like make sure that you tank both of them, right? And that can be difficult. That can be difficult, especially when people don't want to like position around you. It can be almost impossible. But it's doable. So like right now, last boss. It was a fun run. Making sure that the healer is ready to have some fun, ready to rumble, and then we just like charge in and start doing damage. I'm just gonna shout at them right away. I don't want to be taking any damage. This boss hurts a lot. Homing missiles are being launched at the, I believe it's like the furthest target from the boss. So you always want to kind of have either at least a damage dealer or just like anticipate that homing missile coming out and somebody needs to just run away from the boss. Or everyone needs to run away if the homing missile isn't... I believe it's actually aimed at the furthest target available, because it's been two times on the hunter. This boss hurts a lot, and if even as a tank, like tanking that Gatling gun can just melt you easily, especially if you're slightly weakened after the boss has already been like kind of attacking you for a little bit. So he will summon these two boys, and the job here is to make sure that the tank gets aggro on both of them, and then you just try to kill him. You just try to kill him as fast as possible, because those Heartseekers are going to kill everybody. So I'm gonna at least try to tank mine the best I can here. Also, while we are dealing with this nonsense down here, the boss is like flying around and doing bad things to us, like trying to smash us with their drill. So the plan here is to, whoever is the target of the drill smash, they go up to those good old canisters with fuel, and you just want to kind of like break the drill. Just force the boss to land. Yep, 3 times on the hunter. That missile is definitely flying at the furthest target available. Gatling gun, dodge it as a tank. Should be a priority. It's really painful to tank it. As a hunter, by the way, instead of like trying to run away from it, you can just jump like against the current, I guess. Right? And do that stuff. The moment you kill that robot, this guy shows up. He's nothing. So you just like kill him, and that's kind of it. Those pauldrons, man. Wait, you can't? I thought you can't trade Azeroth. I don't know why it like showed up in the add-on. But yeah, that was the Motherlode. Definitely an annoying instance. Definitely like not super difficult if you know what's happening. And it's fun. Dungeons are fun. Dungeons in WoW are a lot of fun. So my haste build, I didn't really like feel like I was taking too much damage. Like the problem with this whole min-maxing is that you can't actually just use the build once and then figure out whether or not it's good. You need like thousands and like millions of pulls to actually like properly figure out something. That's why you use simulations and whatnot, and all of the simulations are telling me like versatility is the way to go, and I'm like, but haste though, because like you cast more spells, you have more rage to spend, so you have more mitigation from like anger management and booming voice and all of those things like synergize so well, and bolster for the last stand cooldown so you can like last stand more often. It's just so freaking brilliant. So I don't really know whether or not you want to go haste or versatility. But that's been kind of it for the Motherlode. And I guess see you for the next dungeon. It's gonna be fun, hopefully.